Hey guys, so I was going to talk about my weekend. It was very busy, which is awesome. I had a boat day and I had a fishing day. So for the boat day on Saturday, the weather was just so gorgeous this past weekend. It's been pretty hot and pretty windy and overcast the last couple of weeks, but this weekend the weather was just perfect. So Saturday for the boat day, we went out to the Sandbar, which is this pretty popular spot. There's several sandbars down here in this area, but we went to the one we normally go to. And essentially all the boats line up and put their anchor down, and you can get out and frolic in the water. It's pretty shallow where you can swim out. Most people frolic. Everybody's playing their music, that sort of deal. It's great for dogs and for people, and we just get to hang out and eat sandwiches and have a couple drinks, enjoy the sun and the company, and it's awesome. I enjoyed it so much. It's so nice to have a relaxing day like that, with just good company, good friends, good food and drink. So after spending most of the day out on the sandbar, we went to catch some stone crabs, I believe, are from Alaska. So stone crabs down here, you just get their claw and you set like a cage, a little trap, I guess is what they call it, down in pretty deep water. I want to say it's like 10 to 12 feet, I think. And you have a little bobber on the top, and you take a hook essentially and grab the bobber, and then you pull on the rope and pull it up, and you put like raw chicken in the bottom of it, and it attracts them. Anyway, so you pull them out, you grab the little crab, and you twist off one of the claws. They have two claws, and you twist off one, so then they only have one, so they can still protect themselves and stuff. And they'll regrow that one, so it's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot better than lobstering. Really, lobstering is more active, and so it's more fun in that sense. But as far as like preserving the creature and stuff, I prefer it that way. But anyways, so you grab a bunch of claws, take them home, you cook them, you eat them, yummy. That was pretty fun. So then we came back, showered, and got dressed up again to go out to dinner with some other friends, and we went to Longhorns. We thought, real quick, just grab some food from a chain, no big deal. The service was terrible this particular night. We've had that waitress before and didn't have any issues, but this night was pretty bad. It took forever. We ordered our food and our drinks at the same time, our alcoholic beverages, and our food came way before our drinks. I don't really know how that makes sense, but that's what happened, so whatever. So after dinner, we went out to the winery out here. It's called Schnoblies, I think is how it's pronounced. They make wine from fruit, which is pretty cool. And we did a little bit of a wine tasting. They have like avocado wine. They have lychee. Lychee is it's like a little red, kind of like a plum, a red plum almost, and it has a sweet white inside, kind of the consistency of a plum. And what else? They had strawberry wine. They also had beer that was, I don't know how beer's made, but created from fruit, which is pretty cool. I don't know, the whole thing was pretty nice. You can have weddings and stuff like that out there. They have karaoke on Friday nights, and I think on some Saturday nights they have live bands, so if you're in the area, it's pretty cool to check out. And someone had told us that they had a maze, big cornfield maze out there. We didn't do it. We didn't have time and all, but we went to the back, and there's kind of like it's almost like a barn, and they have all the beer and all the wine that they brew and ferment on site. I don't know the correct terminology, but you can buy a couple glasses, and they had tables set out, and they had ping pong and cornhole and pool tables, stuff like that. Pretty chill environment. There were a lot of people. I mean, it wasn't packed, but there were a good amount of people, and I was happily surprised by that. Anyways, really cool. If you're ever in town looking for something to do, I would highly recommend going out there, checking it out. The alcohol content and all the drinks is pretty high, and everything's pretty sweet. So keep that in mind. It's not, sweet wine's really not my thing, but it was still fun to go out and try different things.
Lately here I've been doing my makeup. This is a sad story. And I get Ipsy. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. But you know, they send you, well, you don't know if you know or not, but they send you a bag of different types of makeup in it. And I don't wear that. Generally speaking, I don't wear makeup. Hardly ever. Like, you know, throw on some powder and maybe some eyeliner and that's about it. Run out the door. But since I've been getting in the mail, I've been trying to use it. And I'm really digging this color. Makes my teeth look really white. But anyways, back to my weekend. Just kidding. One other sad story. Check out this cute little glass my sister got me. It says Meow. It's supposed to be a wine glass. I drink out of it all the time, just in general, but I like it. It's cute.
I have been deep sea fishing before. My boyfriend took us out when we went to the Dominican Republic a couple months ago, and the waves were really bad. The weather was terrible, and I was so seasick. I felt terrible. I didn't get sick, thankfully, but I just felt bad. So that's what we did on Sunday. Was I guess it's considered deep sea fishing. It wasn't. I mean, we were out deep sea. You could see land, so I assume that's what it's called. And he had told me that things would be different. It was a different boat, different crew, our friends, and the weather was better. It was pretty. It was sunny. The waves weren't too bad. Okay, let's try this. And he is so anti-medication of any type that he convinced me that I didn't need any. But we got out there, went for a nice little cruise. It was so beautiful. The boat was so smooth. It was such a nice day to be out. Nice little ride. And the first thing you have to do is you have to go and catch your bait fish. We were going sail fishing. And I had to double check. I get sword and sail mixed up all the time, but we were sail fishing. So we go, and there's a couple other boats in this area. It's out in the ocean kind of thing, and we have our little bag of chum, do this little motion, and it attracts all sorts of fish, which was pretty cool to begin with. But we were looking for these bright, flashy silverfish, essentially long, pointy nose. And when we stopped to do that, though, the motion of the ocean was not doing me any favors. I started to feel kind of icky. I was hanging in there. And we caught like 25 fish, maybe. We caught a bunch of little, bait fish. So that was pretty cool. You have this big old net, which we had a really big guy with us, thankfully, because you have to like fold up the net in this particular way and throw it out in a particular way so that it opens up and like whoosh. You can't see the bottom of my hands, but kind of like a motion like that, and traps the fish, and you pull them in, and you push a button or something, and it releases them onto the boat. Put them in the live well, which is water that's circulating on the boat. Anyways, so that was pretty interesting in itself. So we get going, and I start feeling better. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm all right. Well, then we get out to where we're going, our destination, in the middle of nowhere, and stop the boat. And we're a little further out at this point, and the rocking's a little worse, and I'm starting to feel it. I have not acupuncture, but the little wristbands with the pressure point on them, and so I put those on. I don't think they did a lick of good, but whatever. So I put those on. People have told me before to drink alcohol, and I'm like, that makes zero sense to me, because no. Anyways, so I had these little bracelets on, and the guys are rigging the poles and getting everything ready and putting everything out in the water. Well, we get going, and it's maybe 5-10 minutes, and we get a bite. And the sailfish actually bit multiple poles, multiple lines. It was pretty interesting. So everybody's like running around trying to figure out because you have maybe 4 poles, fishing lines out, whatever, and they're all being dragged behind the boat. So the boat's moving. So you put the lines out, and then you start moving, and someone's watching the poles. You aren't moving fast, but you're in motion. And anyways, so they give the line to one of the guys on the boat who had never caught the fish before. Sailfish, yes. And so he works it. We're probably fighting that fish for 30 minutes at least, I guess. And he's going around the boat, and it's a relatively small fish, which was still like 30, 40 pounds. And every time we get him close to the boat, because you let the fish take the line and essentially tire themselves out is the whole point, and then you can get them up, you take a picture, and you release them again. So every time we get them close to the boat, the guys who do this often, they're like, oh yeah, she's tired, and then she'd dive again. You just let them go, and then you reel them back in. It's a big process, but it was fun. And so we almost got them in the boat. We had them, and then sailfish have really sharp beaks. I don't know what a fish snout's called. Anyways, so he caught the line just right and cut it, and then he swam away. To me, he kind of earned his freedom. He put up a really big fight, so whatever. It was still fun. We still got to see him. He jumped out of the water a couple times, so that was pretty cool. At this point, I was about done, so I was nauseous, and everyone kept asking if I wanted to lay down. I felt like I needed to watch the horizon, and I eventually got feeling so crappy, I laid down and I fell asleep, and I was better, but I just stayed there. I was done. Next time I'm gonna take a lot of medication and hopefully feel much better. But anyways, after that, they baited the hooks, did the reel thingies again, set them out, and we putted around for like an hour in Dayton. Didn't have any other bites, and I was done, so we made the decision to come back. So yeah, it was pretty interesting. I would suggest, if you've ever been motion sickness before in any capacity, to go ahead and take some Dramamine, non-drowsy stuff or prescription stuff, whatever, because that crap feels like the worst hangover ever. Worst hangover you've ever had. When you get seasick, that's how it feels. And it's just terrible because nothing can be done. And of course I get back, and the first thing I want is sushi. I had a craving. Sushi and miso soup. And the miso soup help my stomach. Everybody's like, oh, well, once you get back on land, you'll be better. And that's not necessarily the case, because I still felt pretty crappy. I mean, it was better, but I felt ill. Like, again, bad hangover. You usually just don't shake off a hangover. It takes a whole day to get rid of it. I don't know why I keep talking about hangovers, but that's the only thing that I can think that anyone else could relate to if you've never been seasick. And that it's a different thing rather than just being dizzy. I mean, it's still the same concept, I guess, but it totally throws your body off. And anyway, so I ate some sushi and had some miso soup and felt much better. And I took a nap. I went to bed early that night. So anyways, that was my weekend. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. And I will talk to y'all next week. Whoop, whoop. Cheers. Time to get stuff done.